Okay, here we are. It's episode 4 of Adventures in Lankhmar. So many things have happened. It's been a wonderful time. Remember episode 1? It was so long ago. So perhaps you'd like to introduce yourself. Say who you are, your name and your character. Will.
Hi, I'm Will. I'm Idric of the... No, I'm not Idric of the East. What am I talking about? I'm Ivlis the Thug from the Cold Wastes, outcast and Mr. Average in every way. A thief.
Sorry, were we talking about your character then, or you?
They're one and the same.
Andrew.
So Andrew, playing Firefeared. I'm Borad, a Mingol warrior from Mingol land. Also a thief.
Mingol steps. The Mingol steps.
I take normal steps. I mingle steps. At the moment, you're not supposed to be doing either of those two things. We're in social isolation.
And Chris?
Thou should not mingle with steps. Yeah, this is Chris. I'm playing Teebeedee, the wizard, former wizard student, now actual wizard in production from the 8 cities.
Excellent. And when last we left you, you had just discovered the secret door to a chamber within what was once the Temple of the Unwitnessed Sisterhood, or the Temple of Jill, D-J-I-L. And you'd discovered that the temple is now a completely run-down tenement filled with ramshackle constructions and a whole bunch of people, some of which seem to have the bloody flux, which Will just managed to escape as somebody coughed over his face at one point, but luckily you saved
We now
versus
own
that.
the joint because we killed the gangsters that were running it.
You killed the gang leader, or what you think is the gang leader, and now you've discovered this secret passageway, and who knows what lies within the darkness.
I don't think we should go in right away because I want to make sure that we're not being followed, because I'm just hypersensitive about the fact that this guy's had all his stuff stolen and has not done anything about it. But if he has any idea about the sisterhood, he'd know this site, and he could well have a whole bunch of bravos either here waiting for us to break in or something. So I think we should, before he race in, leave somebody maybe here, but just go back out and make sure that the place isn't surrounded by, cased by, infiltrated by the merchants guys.
Well,
Andrew, let's do you first. So you walk back through the maze and back to the front door. What do you want to do?
Well, first I just surreptitiously have a look out the door. Can I see anybody?
Okay. Make a luck check, and with a DC of 10.
No, 12.
Hang on.
Only just 12.
Right, so you do see an alleyway across the road. You do see what look like a small group of men just standing in the shadows. And it could be your imagination, but they may be looking across the road in your direction.
It's not my imagination.
Don't charge
Or maybe
at
you're
them
just
with your
paranoid.
axe waving.
I just wait there a bit longer to keep an eye on them.
Are you standing
Like,
on
are
the
there any-
porch, or are you just peeking out through the door? Or
No, I'm just peeking out through the door at the moment. In the shadows, just having a look at them.
You see them retreat back into the shadows.
So may well be they're going to wait for us until we come out. How many exits are there from this place?
As far as you know, there's just the 2 sets of large double doors that lead in through the front door, but then you haven't cased the rest of the joint, so you don't know.
Fair enough. But there are windows?
Windows are very high up. Small windows
But
high
there are
up.
also those...
Some of the gantries and things seem to reach to them.
I'm just wondering, guys, do we want to actually work out the way out before we...
It's probably not a bad idea.
So retreat back into the darkness. I just walk up to someone and I said, "Hey, you."
Okay, well, near you is a little corner which has been just blocked off with a few bits of wood and a blanket, and you can hear the sound of someone whimpering behind it.
Hey, whimperer.
Please, sir, don't bother me. I've got nothing to do with nothing. I'm not doing nothing.
That's a double negative.
It has no clothes.
Having nothing to do with nothing means you've got something to do with something. You
I do
appreciate
apologise
that.
for my extremely poor elocution, sir. I'm poor and stupid.
Yeah,
And I've been
well,
accused
let's
before of double negatives.
make sure you stay poor, stupid, and not dead. Exits. This door, obviously, even you, stupid as you are, can appreciate that. Other ways out of the building. Where are they? And make sure there's more than one.
Okay, can you make a can you make a personality check, please?
Oh, I'm going to fail that dismally. I got a personality of 4.
It's all right. You're rolling against a DC. A DC of 5. It's a really easy one. He's already scared.
But I've got -2 to that. So what's the bet? I get a 1. I got a 9.
-2 is 7.
Oh, you're right.
7.
Nice.
Well, if you look up on the north wall up at the back, there's some windows up there, and you can reach them from the gantry, and you can get out and in that way.
Okay, I toss him a couple of copper pieces.
Oh! You just see a hand just scoot out under the blanket, grab them, and scoot back in again. Oh,
How
thank
about
you,
the rest
sir.
of the body?
That was
Was
extremely
it just
kind
a
of you. Thank you,
hand?
sir. It's just it was attached to something. You
Oh,
never
good
know.
to-
You can
good to
never
hear.
be too careful.
Can show everything. Yeah, absolutely. So I go have a look I'll go to look at the north wall that he was talking about. Can I see what he was talking about? Does it look like the gantry?
Well, there are lines of
Is-
windows high up all the way along, but you can see there's an obvious spot where there's a gantry that goes relatively close to a window, and someone has plonked a plank from that gantry to this windowsill, and the window appears to be open.
I quickly have a look just to see if the exit has a rope.
Okay, so you run up the gantry. Ivlis and Teebeedee, you walk in into the darkness.
Yep, I've lit a torch. I'll give one to
Okay.
Teebeedee as well.
I have one
You
as
got a
well.
torch each.
Yep, we've got a torch
Okay, so you
each.
get out the flint. Both got a torch, and you poke it in, and you see there's a square room in front of you. There's a square, dusty chamber. Every surface is covered by an inch-thick carpet of dust. A winding stone staircase rings the walls of the room, rising upwards into the gloom. Aside from your breathing, the room is silent, but you have an uncomfortable sensation that something lies within, slumbering fitfully.
Excellent. Blocking my nose, I'll start taking some steps through the dust and just go around the walls and just check the surfaces for any obvious secret doors. Oh, actually, no, that's no
apparent that
point
this-
because this is the center of the column, isn't it? Okay, I'll just start
Yes.
ascending the stairs.
There's no railing or anything like that. It just looks like pieces of stone that have been mortared into the walls, and there's gaps between them.
I'll
That's
go
all.
up it. I'm going to sneak silently up it.
Okay, make a sneak silently check, please. That'd be, sneak.
I get a +4 on that. It's an 11 plus 4 is 15.
You sneak up, and you then turn left, and you climb up the wall which is opposite you, and then it goes into the wall, and then goes up in a sort of passageway along the other wall, and heads up to a doorway.
I'll go up to the door and I'll come back out and I'll gesture to him to come up without making any noise.
Come up.
Okay.
So there's a door at the end of this passage. I'll try the door. Is it locked?
It doesn't appear to be, no.
Can we go and get Farfeared? Can you run down and
Okay.
yell at him?
Yep.
TBD?
Yeah, I'll go get him. Find out where he is. He can't be
Okay,
far
you run
away.
down the stairs and out again, and you see that Farfeed is high up on a gantry, and he's just stepping out onto a plank to cross a short distance over to an open window.
While they're doing that, I'm going to search for a trap.
Farfeed, you see that on the other side of the window, there's another plank that's leading a short distance to a rooftop, which is quite close to this window. And from there, you could get onto other rooftops and travel quite a distance, really.
Okay, that's good to know. So
Okay.
I'm searching for a trap on the door. It's 11 plus 1, 12.
Okay, you don't find anything, and the door does appear to be unlocked.
All right, so I open the door.
Oh, okay, so we went into it and we're coming back into it. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
We sort of went
Yes,
out of it
exactly
and
right.
then we're coming back.
Yes.
So, okay, cool. I understand now. Yep.
Yeah, so this door leads back into into the second level.
Yep.
So on the
Back
first
into it.
level, just above us, there would have been like a roof, and that would be the floor
Yes.
of the room that we're now coming back into. Cool,
And-
thank you.
You open the door and you see dust-covered vestments hanging from hooks on the walls of this small chamber. Unlit torches stand in brass sconces on both the north and east walls. Also on these walls are 2 rows of full-face masks carved from some dark, almost black wood. An ancient mouldering rug spans the floor beneath a layer of grey dust. A door exits the room in the south wall.
I'll
Can
just
we,
go
can
and
we
have
just,
a look.
wait, stop first. First thing we should do is just get a bit of cloth and wrap it around our faces. I'm getting a bit nervous of all this dust because it's bad for my lungs.
Okay. I'll go and check all the vestments.
You all do that?
Take
Or
them
does
off.
Andrew?
I'll
sounds
go
like
with
a
wise
the
idea.
masks.
I'll do it. Yep, we'll do it. Go
I'll
and
go with the
check
masks.
the masks. You check the masks. I'll check the vestments, see if they've got any pockets, anything in them. Take them off the hooks, see if there's anything hanging behind them.
Okay, as you walk
Oh,
into the
that's
room, the shadows seem to start swirling, and they're with almost a bizarre kind of sentience. It feels like they're kind of gathering and moving, and tendrils are coming out, and the dust seems to be disturbed slightly. And then as you watch the shadows grow up into little tendrils, and they seem to enter through the armholes and the head holes of the cloaks,
Uh-oh.
and they
Let's step
animate,
back.
and you see 2 of them shrug themselves off the hooks and start moving towards you with empty armholes outstretched in complete silence. Ah!
I'll just step out
Not
and
sure
slam
dust
the
is our
door.
biggest problem.
Well, it is. It's living dust.
Initiative.
Oh, Jesus.
Sometimes these things have to happen so quickly, and they're so horrible that you don't have time to react.
Initiative, okay.
I just reacted by shitting myself.
And that would be a 2. So 3. Gee, this is just such a... Why is it every time we get into a conflict situation, I start rolling single digits?
Rolling and 3.
But Andrew will have +1.
Oh, 20!
21.
Yeah,
Yeah, clearly Farfit is standing there. We're both facing the other way, and Farfit's like, look!
Well,
Can I
yeah, that's
step out
exactly
and
right. Yeah,
Shall I step out and close the door?
you can if you wish. Yes.
And then,
can do that.
when they're dead, I can take their 2 pieces of the key.
And
The
that was
trouble
the
is-
end of the campaign.
The trouble is, I'll be honest, I don't think this is a one person. I can't do it all because I can't break locks and things. So, notwithstanding
Good
the
a
fact
reason
that
as any to not kill your friends.
my friends, these are not my friends, these are mere acquaintances. But there seems no point in letting them die just yet. So I attack these things.
Oh, how's that make you feel, boys?
There'll come a time when we'll have a choice to drag you or drag you not out of a life-threatening situation. Andrew will remember that moment.
But the moment that I let you live. Yeah,
Nothing's to be
remember
said
that.
that being locked in here with these things. I mean, they're just cloaks.
I attack.
Okay, go ahead. Well, one of them is coming towards you.
Okay, so first I roll
It's
my
the silence that gets you. The total silence.
D
It's
dice.
horrible.
Or is it just the cloth with some black tendrils coming out of the top of it?
Yes, you can't even see the black tendrils anymore. It's just animated. It's an animated robe. It's moving. There's just darkness, nothing within the cowl.
That's a good point, Chris. The unseen sisters. So maybe they're wraiths. And this cleanse sin with a kiss means they actually just kill you and you become undead.
5.
3.
So I totally missed.
So you just swish at it and just overcome by the horror of what's happening. You just make an ineffectual swish which misses it completely. They come forward to you, and Andrew, one of them, with horrible speed, wraps itself around your face, or tries to wrap itself around your face, and tries to smother you. It's wrapped completely around your face, blocking your eyes, smothering just little bits of it going up your nostrils, just trying to cut off your air. It's horrible. It's terrifying, and it does 2 points of damage. The other one goes for you, Will. 8. Oh, but you managed to evade it. Makes a lunge for your face, and you just managed to rip it off and throw it back again. And it sort of goes whoosh back into the air and then reforms into a figure and comes forward again. Teebeedee, what do you do? Andrew's going...
I'll see if I can rip it off him.
Okay, make a DC 10 strength check.
Okay, here we go. It is a 6 minus 1 being 5.
Oh, no, you're desperately ripping at this cloth, trying to get off, and every time you pull off a piece of cloth, it just goes and snaps back again. It's like the alien face hugger. You can't get it off. It just seems to be tightening more and more around his neck. Ivlis, what do you do?
I've just managed to deflect one, right?
Yes, but it's lunging forward towards you again.
Yeah, so I've got a dagger in one hand and my torch in the other, right? So I'm just gonna smack at it with my torch and see if I can set it on fire.
All right, go. Roll a hit.
A 1. Jeez. Let me guess. I dropped my torch and set the dust on fire.
Oh, Will.
You set the other vestments on fire. You missed one light. You set the whole wall on fire.
That is a fumble. Your incompetent blow makes you the laughing stock of the party, but otherwise causes no damage.
Oh.
Well, at least Andrew didn't see it. He's just busy trying to get a face hugger off.
It doesn't matter anyway, because everyone already thinks you're crap when it comes to this sort of stuff.
The Teebeedee is desperately trying to rip this thing off Andrew's face, but he does have enough time to turn around and go, ha ha! Buffett, yes, you're desperately struggling for breath. So, strength
test. 6. There you go.
Oh, dear.
Holy crap.
Oh, also, you get a -1 die to the attempt, so you have to roll a D16.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you another go.
It's like a ground
I got a 2. This is quite awesome.
So, no, you can't rip it off. But it does 2 points of damage to you. Okay, the other one lunges towards you, Will, and again tries to wrap you in its enfolding, dusty folds. And here we go. Oh, look at this. Oh, you missed it. It said natural 20.
Oh.
Just rolled a critical.
Straight down your throat.
And that does... What's the critical die for an animated robe? 3. Legs knocked out from beneath the character, knocking him prone. Okay, so it does... it wraps itself around your face. It does 2 points of damage, and you're down on the floor, desperately trying to rip it off your face. Oh, no! You're rolling around in the dust going...
At least I've still got 1 hit point.
I will throw my robes around you.
I'm not dead yet.
Assume you
So
try
I
and rip it
fumbled.
off.
Well, yeah, I don't really have a lot of choice, do I? Yes, I'll try and rip it off with my immense strength of 12.
Drop your torch. Your torch is spluttering on the floor. And, well, that's good because your strength is 12. No, you don't get a modifier, but it's a DC 10 strength to get this thing off you. Come on. This is where you might want to spend some luck if things don't work out. D16.
How do I roll a D16? 10.
10.
Woohoo.
Fantastic. Okay. You manage to pull it off your face and you throw it across the room. And it just, as you throw it, it sort of has a bit of momentum and it moves a certain distance and then it just stops as though it's, something gets control of it and it just goes whoosh and comes back again towards you with this figure inside it and the arms outstretched.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at least I'm still alive.
Burn it.
This is
Burn it, I say.
This is all happening in just the light from one spluttering torch on the ground and the torch that Chris is holding. In the flickering shadows, these animated robes just trying to cling to your faces and wrap around them. And Farfeet is still going, get it off me.
Rip it
I'm
off.
just going to try and rip it off, I agree. So what's a 1d20?
-1 strength. So
It's a strength
D20
-1, yeah. Oh, it's a 7.
7. What is going on? You can't pull it off. Oh, it's horrible. Let me rephrase that.
I get it. Okay, I rolled 16.
Oh, no. Oh, 2.
Oh,
What did you get? A
Oh.
2.
Oh,
What?
no.
What
Obviously
is
you're
going
weakening as you're running out of air. And it does another 2 points of damage.
You realise we haven't actually inflicted a single hit point of anything onto either of these things yet.
I should have just left you guys and left.
Yeah, maybe you should have. Okay, the other one is going for you again, Will. And it rolls a 9. That'd be a miss. It lunges for you, desperately tries to go for your face. You just dodge, and it whips past you.
Okay, so do I have to spend a round picking my torch up, or can I pick up the torch and slash at it with it?
No, you can pick it up and slash at it, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I'll do that. I'll grab the guttering torch off the ground and bury it in the cloth as it comes back towards me.
All right, into
This
the
is
cowl.
I'm not sweeping at it or anything. I'm just holding it like a embedded spear as it comes charging straight at me. Right, so it's going to run straight onto the torch.
All right, well, you can go up the dice chain for that, so you can roll a D24.
9.
Oh,
What the hell?
bad luck.
That is
What about luck?
unbelievable.
Luck.
Yeah, this is where you spend some luck.
Okay, I'll spend
close,
some luck.
Will.
So I'm going to roll a luck dice. That's
You don't
a
have to, you
D3.
just need 1 point of luck to get there, so just spend 1 point of luck. So you plunge it straight into the cowl and it goes... and it does. Roll D6.
Excellent. Come on, baby.
Mm-hmm.
4.
4.
Right.
Okay.
Something on the upper side of the 50th percentile.
You thrust it into the cowl, and immediately the aged, dried cloth lights up and goes. It starts burning, and it's going. Well, in total silence, it's going. Waving frantically around, on fire. It's not dead yet, but it's not. It hasn't stopped moving yet, but it's on
It's not
fire.
quite dead yet. I'm not dead
Suddenly,
yet.
the room is lit up with flickering light of this flaming animated
Dust that
robe.
we've kicked up it bursts into flame.
Flaming rope.
Teebeedee.
Okay, I'm going to drop my torch, just like put it down and use 2 hands to rip this thing off his face, because presumably I was trying it one-handed before. So I'm going to use 2 hands and try and fully
Here's an
grapple
idea.
this
Why don't
damn
you just
thing
set
off him.
fire to it?
On my
on his
face?
head.
Yeah, great idea.
But it might, if you set fire to it, it might release him.
As my head burns.
Yeah, well-
Excellent!
That's certainly a gamble worth taking.
I
With somebody
think so.
else's face.
Well,
Well, I did
if it's
see
on
what-
fire, it's going to release you, isn't it? Just
I'm
put the
going
torch on his head.
2
how
hands to rip
soon?
it off. Oh, 6.
That's a 6. I told you should have set it on fire.
Unbelievable. You can't get this thing off his face.
Such garbage roll.
I think we're going to have to face it, fellas. We are a really crap set of adventurers.
No, but sorry, these are the worst die rolls ever.
Oh,
We
we've
haven't
had
got
that
above-
in our favour in the past.
Come on,
It's
Farfid.
diabolical.
Okay.
D16.
Yeah.
Show us how it's done. Rip that off.
Grab a torch
Like,
and set it on
like,
fire.
like I have been for the... Yeah, set my own face on
Yep.
fire. Done it before. Why can't I do it again?
There's always a time when you want
You rolled
I got
a
a
4.
4!
Oh, God.
Oh,
Why
my
does nobody
God.
listen to me? Call me Cassandra. I said set it on fire twice, and you've both missed.
Yeah, sorry. Yes, but you know what Peter would do with setting it on fire?
I don't care. It's going to be no different from you getting the normal damage you'd be getting from getting it stuck around your head anyway.
Well, not really,
yeah, it
because he's
would.
getting D3 damage from it being stuck around his head, but he'd probably get D6 if he was on fire. Anyway,
Yeah,
it
well,
does
I don't see why.
another
It's-
1 point of damage. And then the other one, which is on fire.
On fire.
Flaming, not yours, the one that was going for Will.
Yeah.
That he thrust the torch into. It's on fire. There's a torch waggling out of its face. This is exactly like the scene in Lord of the Rings on Weathertop, where Aragorn shoves the torch into the face hole of the Nazgul. The torch is sticking out. He's on fire, but still lunging towards you.
There's obviously control. There's something controlling it. It's an
He gets a
animate object
13.
controlled.
When does he take this next D6 worth of damage, though?
He takes it per round, so when it comes around to your turn again.
Oh, okay.
And this is his last one. And he just hit, and he does 2 points of damage.
Okay, I'm dead. I'm unconscious on the floor.
Bleeding out.
Burning out at the moment.
Okay, the robes take another 2 points of which eventually loses its coherence and burns to a crisp. So just after it's done that stinging blow to you, it collapses to the ground and burns to a cinder.
Great. Good
Well,
timing.
that's a bonus. I'm going to be
Get
dead
this
in
thing
2
off me.
rounds, so
You've got to get this thing
don't
off
muck
me.
about.
I'm going to rip it off him again. Here goes.
There's nothing.
Oh my
six.
God.
Oh, what the hell? How can you roll so badly?
Oh.
Will,
Okay,
you're
Chris,
on the
next
ground,
round, you've got
unconscious.
to stop doing
Hang
that,
on.
and you've got to come and aid me. Leave him to his own devices.
Farfetch,
Well, at least I'm
You'll
alive.
almost, just. You're slowly being throttled.
It's a temporary thing.
But Ivlis is unconscious.
16!
Finally! You just rip it off your face and you throw it down and it lunges towards you again like a dog on a string.
Any chance if I'm throwing it, I can throw it towards my torch?
No, I'm not going to say you can do that because you've just been being smothered by it for about 4 rounds. So no, it's
Okay.
you don't have the wherewithal to do that.
Okay, now
Okay,
Ivlis
it
is...
springs back up and hold on. It springs back up and lunges for you
It's
again,
Attack.
but it gets an 8.
Oh, we hit.
All right,
Oh, thank you.
this is this time.
Chris,
Now,
look up
Ivlis
this
is at 0 hit points, so he's
You gotta-
unconscious, correct? But he's not
Yes,
bleeding
you
out
should
or
probably-
anything.
Well, yes, he is. He's down to
Yeah,
naught,
his
so you have
minus-
I'm gonna
to
be-
go and staunch
I'm
his
going to be
wounds.
dead at the end of next round.
Okay. All right.
Probably-
So just to
what
get-
you probably have to do is give him mouth to mouth.
Would I have to roll for that?
Oh, yeah, well,
Been smothered.
Okay. Well, I can see that Farfeed ripped it off him, so I'm going to... And I've had no luck with this one anyway, so he looks like he's got it under control at least a little bit.
Right.
So I'm going to turn to Ivlis and render assistance to
Okay, you
Ivlis.
stop him from dying.
that'd be good. Actually,
And
no,
you can
the
use
alternative is he could just let me die and we could roll up a new character who's got slightly better characteristics.
Well, you're level 1. Deal with it.
Okay.
That's not the level that's the problem.
It's the
die
dice
roll.
rolling that's the problem, and
Satisfying.
nothing will
Dice
fix
rolling.
that.
Well, yeah,
Well,
you know, if you're a level
it was there from the
7
very
you were rolling
beginning.
these, it would make a difference.
The highest roll I rolled in my characteristics was 13.
I have a go with a torch.
This bundle
Torch,
of
why don't
cloth
you use
is
your axe
lunging
and just
towards
chop
you
the
again.
thing in half?
Well, which is easiest? The torch is just on the floor next to me, or the thing? Can I get access to which?
Got your axe in your hand, presumably. I know
Well,
you
no,
would
I
have
was-
dropped it, wouldn't you?
You've
trying to
still
get it
got your
off.
axe in your hand.
Okay, then I'll roll. I'll do my X, and I'll get some shitty score because that's what's happening. Yep, there you
Yep, 6.
go. It is
Okay,
really
it's going for your
stupid.
face again. Can't believe 2 animated rolls. Yes, and it wraps around your face again.
This is a great scene. How
3
many hit
points of
points have you
damage
got
in
left,
actual flesh.
Farfid?
3.
He's down to
Oh.
3. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
Chris, are you doing anything? You've managed to stabilise Ivlis, so
Get it off my
you can
face.
take a hack if you like. You can try and get it off his face again.
Yeah, I'm going to try and rip it off again. Here goes. Like the 4th time.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, fantastic. So you wrench
Minus
it off
1 is
again,
13.
throwing it. It's,
Yeah, 13.
Don't throw it to the ground. Don't throw it to the ground. Just fall on it. Stomp
So
on
it
it.
wraps itself around you.
If you just throw it to the ground, it's just going to come back at us again. Just fall on it and
Can
just stop it from moving.
But can he try and throw it at the torch?
I was going to say, having seen the impact of fire, I try and throw it at the torch, my torch that's
Yeah, well,
on the
the
ground.
problem is it moves so quickly. It's so animated by this.
No, as
this
he runs,
tendrils.
grabs it. Okay.
Don't throw it away.
force-
Just hang on to the sucker.
I'll give you another strength
Okay,
check
I'll
to
hold
force
it.
it into the torch.
Okay, I'm going to give it a go. 1d20 minus 1, rolling is 14.
Way!
All right. Okay, that's good. So okay, you grab it and
So
you
I'm
go.
grappling with it.
Yeah, and it's moving. It's like animated taffy. You grab it, you force it down into the fire, and it goes and lights up, and it does 4 points of damage to it. It's burning. So now it's animated and it's moving. It's floating in the
It's on
air, but it's
fire.
on fire.
And it's on fire.
And it's my go. Well, hey,
Oh.
at last. 10.
Oh, nice.
Oh, right. So, finally, you sweep through the air with your axe and it cleaves it in twain, and the two flaming pieces go to the ground, go and burn to ashes. Oh,
That was
my
tough.
God.
That was
It's
insane.
terrifying.
Do we burn this room to the ground? Except that it's up in the air?
Well, I'd just point out that there are quite a few more robes still hanging on the hooks.
The robe's not animated now, but they might be soon, so we've got to burn those suckers while we've still got a chance.
Yeah, I agree. Set fire to them
Okay,
all.
so you step forward, and you touch your torches to the bottom of each of the robes, and they go.
And then the masks do the same thing. Do the masks burn?
Do you want to burn the masks as well?
I think the masks
Better.
might be worth keeping.
But they're wood.
But I'm unconscious. Am I still unconscious at this point?
Point of luck to regain a single hit point and become conscious.
So I'm lying on the ground and saying, keep the masks. Don't burn the masks. Might be worth something.
Make it all worthwhile.
Just don't put them on.
Well,
Right,
it
so
might
it's
be very
very-
useful because we might be able to use them to freak
It's
a
a
whole lot
very
of people
eerie
out.
scene because you're in this ancient chamber, which is, quite dark. But now you've got this, about 6 burning human-shaped things hanging on the wall, just burning up.
And if 1/6 human-shaped burning on the
Everybody
wall,
should accidentally come alive
definitely
and stick itself on your face.
there'd be 5 animated flaming shapes hanging on the wall. Let's grab those masks and get the hell out of here and shut the door. We need to
Yep.
come back after we've healed a bit.
Why don't we just camp
In the
downstairs?
dust room. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Let's just get out of here for the moment.
Okay, so you get out,
Okay.
close the door behind you, go back down the stairs to the initial chamber. What do you do?
Search the floor.
Well, lick
I'm
our
gonna search
wounds.
the floor.
Basically, I'm on 1 hit point.
Not touching your wounds,
But-
thank you very much.
It's going to take me, 2 nights of bed rest to get back to 4.
Well, no, you can spend another point of luck to roll your class hit die, stamina, and stamina modifier.
All right, I'll do that. So my luck's down to 8. 5! Oh,
5.
yeah! Back up to 4.
Excellent.
I might
fine.
do the same thing as well.
Got a 6.
7.
Better than a
Right,
poke in the
7.
eye.
7.
Yeah, so I'm back to 10.
Okay, so that
Okay.
takes half an hour of resting. Luckily,
And then
your
can we
wounds,
rest
when you check them, they're relatively superficial, and you just need some rest to recover.
Like us.
As you're doing
Yeah,
this, you
okay.
see a grotty-looking man sort of pokes his head in through the door. Says, oh, sorry, sirs. Sorry, just checking. Just seeing you all right. Don't mind me. Bye-bye.
Come in, quick. I got some money.
And he sneaks back in again.
We kill him.
Did you say money, sir?
We kill him. Well, he's seen us. No. Okay, I won't. I'm tempted.
Okay.
seen this,
I
guys.
mean nothing, sir. I was just seeing that you're all right. And, no one's ever
Yeah,
gone in
but-
here before. I was just checking you're all right.
Yeah, no, because if you tell anybody, I'll kill you.
Well, everybody's seen me come in, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Well, they-
just
Nobody
get
killed
out.
me. I just... All right,
Get out.
Mingol.
I don't
Scampered
see any
off.
point in resting to get 1 hit point back. Let's just go up to the next level and see what awaits there, and then we can all die again. Let's just try and be a little bit more circumspect about charging into
Effective?
things.
We
Yeah,
didn't
roll
charge
better
into
dice,
things.
basically. I know,
We
but
walked-
you do have a habit of
We
doing
walked into a room. 3 men walk into
Let's
a
try-
room and they get killed by rags.
that. What's the moral? We're pressing on. Okay,
Did-
we're going on to the
Did
next
you guys
level.
have a look at the masks? Did we look at the masks to see whether there was anything graved
No, I
on
looked
them
at
or interesting or?
No,
Well,
we
we
just
look at
left. Let's go back and
Well,
up and
we
check
took
them
them
out.
with them. We took them with us, though, so let's have a look at them.
No,
Six-
no, you didn't.
6
No one
unseen.
said you took him.
Yes, I did.
They're
I
still
said
hanging
grab
on the
the
wall.
masks.
Yeah, I
can
recall
go
we
back and
said
check
it.
the
I don't think we
recording.
did it though.
All right, well, let's hope they didn't burn. I said we want the masks because we might be able to use them to freak some people out. Like the unseen sisters are back.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
ma-
point.
and male.
You're extraordinarily flat-chested for one of the sisters. I can tell you that much.
That's easily fixed when you're wearing a robe. All you've got to do is speak in a high voice and shave your beard.
Oh, it's got me.
Or maybe not. We don't know much. We don't know much about the sisters.
Roll a
Plus, you've got
personality
to work
check.
out. You've also got to be able to cleanse sin with a kiss. But I'm sure we can work out a way of doing that.
You know, Will, a lot
At least give
of people,
it a go.
a lot of people can pull off drag, but Will, I don't know if you can do it.
What, too hairy?
Let me
Just
count the
everything.
ways.
Just everything.
I don't know, got to be careful. Maybe we'll be required to dress up for our next session.
All right, so we go up. Are the masks still on the wall?
Yes, they are. They're somewhat smoke blackened, but they are.
Right. I'll pull one down and have a look at it.
Okay, have a good look at it, and you see that it is made from a very fine-grained dark wood, almost blue-black dark wood, and the workmanship looks quite good. And each mask represents an angular female face and seems to be carved with great skill. You also notice that when you turn it over and look at the interior, you see that the mouth and nose slits are covered by a densely woven fabric, also of deep purple hue.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. Quite a good gas mask. Or else it takes over your face. One or the other.
Yeah, well, there's always that option.
We can sell them.
How many were there?
Is there anything?
There were,
I thought you said six.
there are a dozen of them.
Oh.
Christ.
Yep,
We
2
can't
rows of
carry
6.
a dozen. Let's just take 3 for the moment, and we'll get the others on the way out.
Anything
There's
else
a
in the
door,
room?
isn't there?
There is a
let's just-
door. As you come in from your door, it is on the left-hand wall.
Okay, I'll
South.
go over and check it for traps.
Roll.
That's a 7, plus 1 is an 8. The rolling talent
No, you
continues.
You can't detect anything, no.
Okay, I'll try to open it.
Right, so you open a
Yeah,
door
really.
and you find there's another passageway beyond the door which heads up to your right, up to a landing,
Okay,
and then moves to the right of that landing.
So presumably it's going to
Yeah.
re-enter into the same thing again? Does it look
Correct.
like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it goes up the rest of the wall and then turns right up the rest of the wall and then presumably ends another door.
Okay, well, when we get to the door, I'll check it for traps. 18, plus 1, that's a 19.
Okay, well, you don't find any traps, but you do find that the bottom of the door bears a strip of tarred cloth that stops the gap between the door and corridor floor, creating a seal.
Oh, let's put on the masks. It's gas, guys.
Yes, that's a good idea. Let's do that. Can we put the masks on? Do they have
You can.
strap arrangements?
They
One at
do
a
have
time.
straps, yeah.
Okay, we'll put them on.
They're strap-ons.
Is the door locked?
Someone had to say it, didn't they?
Is the door locked?
Yeah, who said it? Who said that?
It doesn't appear to be locked, but because of this arrangement, it's quite stiff and hard to open.
Okay, I'll open it.
Okay, you push it open, and it's quite hard to open. And you're in another chamber. Silent, dust-laden air fills the chamber beyond the door. As below, this room is blanketed by an untouched layer of ash and dust. 8 stone biers, arranged in 2 rows of 4, occupy
I'll have
this
one of the
chamber.
beers.
Ah, thank you.
Thanks
Thanks for ruining my atmosphere there.
Sorry.
An apparent crypt. Atop each featureless stone block is a humanoid form wrapped in a grey shroud. A faint glitter is dimly visible through the dirty winding cloths. The air reeks of exotic spices and dust. The door exits the room on the far side of the chamber.
God,
This is not good.
Oh.
Do we just burn it?
just go and have a look at the nearest
I'll tell you, if
corpse.
there's
Just-
one thing that I think of when I think of Andrew playing role-playing games over the last 40 years, it's burning everything.
I'll go to the nearest one and just have a look at it without touching anything. You said something's
Okay, so-
glittering underneath the wrappings.
Yes, you see that it appears to be a body that's been wrapped in a winding sheets in a shroud.
8 mummies could be a bit too much for us to handle, boys.
Well, one grandma's too much for me.
One
With a
cloth
strap
with a sort of even ethereal thing in it is too much for me.
Okay, there appears to be some sort of slightly glittering object around the neck of the corpse that you're looking at, but you can't tell because it's obscured by the shroud. You'll have to actually undo the
Check another
winding
one,
sheet
see
to
if
get
it's
at
the
it.
same.
Have they all got something around their necks?
Okay, you step carefully among the stone biers and the corpses. Feels very strange walking amongst these quiet corpses that have been unseen and untouched for so long. And you do see that there is something around the neck of every one of them. Just imagine the scene. You're all tiptoeing in this ancient chamber covered with dust, these silent corpses sitting on the stone, and you're all wearing these bizarre, dark, black indigo female masks, lit by a couple of flickering torches.
Okay,
respect for the
I'll
dead.
go to the one that's nearest to the door we came in,
Yeah.
and I'll very gently and carefully,
Cut the head off.
with my with my dagger, I'll just
Dagger.
pull back
Dislodge
some
the
of the
skull from the...
some of the cloth from around the neck of the thing.
Okay, so you get your dagger and you start peeling back pieces of cloth, like unwrapping a mummy, an ancient mummy, and you're cutting bits and unwrapping them, getting it off, and you get closer and closer to this thing that's around its neck. And as obviously you have to get down to the level where there's skin, because appears to be some kind of choker around the corpse's neck. And when you just peel off the last layer, there's this heavy stench of spices, just with a taint of decaying flesh, just puffs out from the neck. And can you make a fortitude test, please? DC 10 fortitude save. Sorry, so you get a +1 on that.
Yep.
He's
what am I
wearing the
rolling?
masky thing.
A
Does the mask
D20.
help?
Yeah, he's wearing
I'm
a
wearing
mask.
a
yeah.
mask. D20.
But it's so strong, you still get a good whiff of it, even through the
What do I
mask.
need to get?
You need to get a 10.
I got a 6.
6. Oh, dear. Okay, so you get... you fall backwards, and you just get this strong whiff. Do me a favour, and just Will look at the message screen in a moment. Did you get that, Will?
Okay. Yeah, I did.
Just to let you know what's going on at the moment, dear listener, I've just sent Will a secret note telling him that he has to feel a strong sense of envy towards Teebeedee. The gases infect the breather with negative emotions.
Okay, what do the rest of you do?
I'm just coughing and spluttering, and I pull the mask off my face and just get up. And I'm looking around myself, and then I go, well, that wasn't pleasant. I suggest that Teebeedee should lead us and go into the next room, because this will have to find some special way of getting these necklaces off these things without subjecting ourselves to that again. Teebeedee,
Well, hang on.
why don't you try and go see what's in the next room?
I'm going to just,
Yeah,
before
tell
I
you
do that, I'm going to have a look at the mummy that you were unfolding. I'm going to see if I can. Is it obvious that I can retrieve the necklace from that mummy?
It appears
body,
so.
or whatever
Whatever
you
is
want to call
puffed out is already puffed out, and you can see that there's a bejeweled choker around the neck of the corpse.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
grab
going to
that.
retrieve that.
Well, as Chris goes to retrieve it, I'd push him aside and say, "Hang on, I'll do that," and I'll take the choker off the mummy.
Do you let him do that, TBD?
No, I'll just shoulder him out of the way and keep it and go for it.
I'll push back.
Okay, and these two schoolyard girls in this play yard. No, you two.
My strength's bigger than your strength.
You want to try
I'm not sure about that.
Ivlis?
Yeah, I'll push him out of the way.
Well, I figured
I've got
he's just
strength
been
12.
choking on the ground from this getting a blast of dust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will, do you want to grapple him?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll roll.
Make a grapple test.
11. My strength is 12.
Okay, Chris, roll.
Oh,
19.
Oh, dear. Okay, so you easily shove Ivlis out of the way, who goes sprawling against one of the stone
Peter,
piers.
my message.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Oh.
You all right?
Right, while you're doing this, you realise that Andrew is standing there with the choker in his hand. Smiling.
When we finish, girls, can we get on with it?
Right, okay, let's get on with it. I'm going to the next room. And fuck you, TBD. So I go storming across the room and throw open the door into the other chamber.
Okay, so you throw it open and you see that there's a staircase going up to your left, which ends in a door, which goes into the next level.
Okay.
I
While
ascend the
he's
staircase.
what? Okay. While he's being a princess, what is the choker cool?
Yes, it's a bejeweled choker, and it's adorned with stones which are dark purple, nearly black. They appear to be amethysts.
Okay.
Or amethysts.
What we should do is wrap our faces so much more, so there's absolutely no penetration whatsoever, and then just cut the head off, grab the choker.
Try and
Well, you could
retrieve all
just-
the chokers.
Yeah. Well, shit. They're jewels, dude.
Well, you get up the end of the stairs and you're in front of another door.
Okay, I call back. Hey TBD, you want to learn something about how to open a door? And I'll listen at the door. I hear anything?
And TBD goes, no.
What?
Think you're so good, TBD? Let me show
Can't
you
hear.
something. And I'll check for traps. 2, don't find any traps. I'll open the door.
You still teaching us there, Ivlis?
Okay, the door opens and you see a corridor stretching ahead of you, getting to the length of the side wall, and then turning left along the other wall.
I'll go along it. I'm calling back
You
behind me.
trudge down
Hey
there.
TBD, you pussy, are you coming?
Busy! I'm going to try and retrieve another necklace.
But do we
Yeah,
do
how do you
it
do
my
that?
way, or do we do it Will's way?
Yeah, we'll do it your way.
Let Chris describe how he does it.
So we had masks on the way in, plus now we've got these additional wooden masks on, right? Well, I'm going to try and I'll step back a little bit more than, just now that I'm being extra cautious, and I'll try and unwrap.
But
the
wrap more.
layers
Sorry.
again with-
Wrap
With
heaps
my
around. There's absolutely no. Just hold your breath. Wrap it round. Absolutely no way of anything getting in, and then give it a go. If you're going to do it,
I'll give it a go.
Sword
Cut
or
the heads
something.
off.
Yeah, I was just going to say. So I get the tip of my
Well, I
long
said
sword
cut
out
their
and I'll-
fucking heads off. Okay.
Let him do what he
Cut
wants
their heads
to
off.
do.
Why?
Yeah, so obviously the other one just collapsed. So I'm using a long sword, so I got a bit of extra distance. Take a big deep breath, and I'll try and dislodge the necklace.
Okay, you're pulling away the layers. And can you make an agility test, please?
Okay, that would
And
be
can you
11.
make it with a D16?
What? 2.
Oh my god.
Oh dear. So you're prodding away with the longsword, and you prod a little bit too hard, and then the tip of the longsword gets caught in the fabric, and you sort of pull it towards you, and it falls on the ground, and the neck sort of cracks open. There's this, and before you can help yourself, you breathe this heavy amount of spices in, and I'm just going to send you a little message there. Have a look
Meanwhile,
at.
you can hear me from the corridor going, "Hey TBD, chicken, what the fuck are you doing? Stop
Do I
robbing
get a
corpses
saving
and get
throw
up
against
here, where the action
poison?
is."
Oh, yes,
That's
sorry,
my
you do
lucky
get a
roll.
saving throw. Sorry, you're quite right. You
That's-
get a saving throw.
It's also
throw
my
against
lucky roll.
Fortitude.
Christ, I didn't get a saving throw. Oh, yes, you did.
Yes, you did. You get a fortitude saving throw, so that gives you no modifier. So go ahead.
Okay, it's 8.
Unfortunately, Chris failed his saving throw, so I sent him a secret note saying that he was infected with lust towards Farfid.
Right, Chris, did you get that?
Okay, yes, I got a message from you.
So I'm just walking up. I've gone up the corridor and around the corridor, and
Andrew is going, oh,
I'm-
God.
calling back over my shoulder, as I said, calling TBD. What the hell are you doing? Get up here, you pussy.
Barfield, I'm sure you could do a better job of getting that necklace than I ever could.
The necklace is just lying on the ground now.
Okay, so I go and pick the necklace up, and it's the same mesh as the last one?
Yep.
Okay. I put that in the bag.
Meanwhile, my
And-
voice is getting fainter.
Will, you turn the corner, and the passageway goes almost the length of the third wall, and then on your left-hand side is an ornate-looking door, something carved on it.
Okay. All right, I'll go up to the door and I'll have a look at it.
Teebeedee, what do you do?
Farfid, what do you want me to do?
Just wait there.
I'll do whatever you think. Whatever you think. I'm in.
Okay. So this powder is not good. Okay, you just stand over there in the corner.
Okay.
Jesus, that's
Question
not
is-
helpful.
Can you hear something?
Can I hear something?
Can you hear Ivlis?
Yeah,
No.
you can hear me going, "Hey, Teebeedee, you pussy, come up here.
Oh, yeah, I can hear
I'll
that.
show you how to
That's
do
just
it."
him. He's obviously as affected
Think
as
you're
you
such
are.
a great
He's
great musician.
musician. Musician? Not really. Sigh. Okay. Come on. Let's go. I go up the stairs following.
Right behind you, Farfid.
No, you go first. Yeah, does he go first?
Stand close to me, though, please.
Oh, no, I definitely stand close
Closer,
to you. I'll be
please.
as close. No, not that close. Go up. Go now.
My leg's a bit sore.
That's
Can you help me?
I'm not going to touch you. Go.
You're so strong. You're so strong. Okay. My leg's a bit sore. Can you?
What's
Oh
wrong?
dear.
Okay.
Okay, maybe this is where I let them die.
Swaying my hips, I move up the stairs.
Okay. Farfid, what do you do?
Can I understand what's written on
I
the door?
follow him up the stairs, trying not to look at his butt.
Let me describe this door to you. Let me see. A solid-seeming door of dark iron stands in a thick stone frame. The face of the door is decorated with 7 masks, each depicting an angled woman's face. They're set in a spiral pattern. At the centre of the spiral, in lieu of a final mask, is an oval lock plate with an inset keyhole.
Boom, boom.
Okay, I'll call it. Get up here. Come on, we found it. TBD, what are you doing? Can't you move faster than that, loser?
How did you get such big biceps, Farfid? You must work out. The way you heave that battle axe.
Oh, shit. Right, so you're all standing at the door.
Yep. And I say to Chris, I suggest you just go and sit down and take a few breaths and get yourself in order.
I'd rather stay here
I say
with
to
you.
Chris, TBD, you're just so good at magic. Can you please decode this door so that I can show you how to unlock it?
I suggest we probably use a key.
Okay, well, I'll push him aside, out of my way, and I'll get in there and I'll check for traps.
Okay, so you're all standing in front of the door.
No,
Check
I'm
for
standing
traps?
well back. I'm standing back. I'm shaking my head.
DM
sadly.
statement.
I'm sidling
So
up.
you're all
I'm
standing
sidling
in
up
front
to
of the door.
Farfid. Yeah, I'm staying as close to him as I can.
Okay.
Touch me and I rip your head off.
Okay, Will.
Sounds like fun.
I'm casting
would you-
glances at TBD with firing daggers at him, but in the meantime, I'm going to look at the lock.
Make a find trap test.
7, that's an 8.
Okay, as far as you can tell, there doesn't seem to be any traps.
As far as I can tell.
Not giving it
TBD,
away,
you must be able
but
to work
as
out whether
far as
there's a
you can
trap
tell.
here, surely.
I think Farfid, you look amazing in that armor. It really, it just makes you look so powerful, strong, fit, healthy. What a specimen!
What? I should go down and sniff some of what they're on because it's
I've never
obviously
seen-
awesome.
What could you do? Maybe what could you do with that door? You could probably do anything.
Okay, so
I could
while,
do,
while
what
they're
do you want me to do? I could do something with that door.
okay, test it for traps. Use an intelligence test and see if you can find anything interesting
You can
about
do
that
that.
lock.
You can make an intelligence test and check it if you want to.
11.
It'll be 10, 11.
11. No, you can't find anything
Am I
there.
lucky? Am I feeling any luck involved here? Would a point of
you
luck
can-
perhaps be possibly?
You could spend a point of luck if you like.
Okay, I'll burn a point
You
of
wanna do
luck.
that? Okay, you burn
Yeah.
a point of luck. And just as you're about to give up, you
fleeting luck,
do
haven't you?
notice. No?
Fleeting luck, yes.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
just
it's
about to
like-
give up from examining the door, and then you notice that the eye sockets of the masks each have a movable iron flap.
Look, these flaps move on these eyes.
Let me have a
Okay,
look.
no. Okay, have a look.
I push him out of the way.
So
I
it
shove
seems
back.
that TBD has succeeded where you have failed, Will.
Yeah, well, I push him out of the way and start
No,
examining
he's really
the flaps.
better. He's actually, when you think about it, he's a better thief than you are, even though he's not even a thief.
That's a total lie, and you know it.
Is he talking to
I
himself?
Yeah, talking to the voice in my head. So I've pushed him out of the way, and I'm looking at examining the flaps.
There's little
Can I just say what I'm doing? I'm sort of out of the way of the door, leaning against it, arms crossed, looking at them, just going, fuck.
Is that the best you can come up with?
Yeah. And
It's,
also,
it's all I need to come up with.
Farfield's the only one still wearing his angular female wooden
Oh,
mask,
God, this is getting weirder by the second.
which is very surreal because he's just standing there with his arms crossed, shaking, and there's just this mask going.
There is something you could do here, Farfield, but I guess you haven't got
And
the
what-
intelligence or the personality for it.
What would that
So,
be?
Ivlis, what do you do?
I can't tell you. Well, I'm examining the flaps on the door on the masks.
Right, well, you can't discover anything more about those little flaps. You can just see that the eye holes have a little just movable click, click, little flaps.
But when I
But
flick
is there a
it,
hole
what's
behind
underneath
them?
it?
Or
Yeah,
There's a
what's
hole
underneath
behind
it?
them.
Let's take the 3 pieces of the key and put it back together.
I'm not doing
we've
anything
got-
until you guys are back to normal.
Right, okay, well then what does that mean we're doing? What do you mean
Well,
normal
I'm going to go
anyway?
down and
You're a fine person to call normal. Look at TBD here.
I think he's a prime specimen, personally. What do you mean he's not normal? He's beyond normal.
Yeah, well... You're not so bad
Again.
yourself, TBD.
again.
But I
I
reckon
rest
I can
my
do better than
case.
you.
There's really just something spectacular about a man in a mask. I can imagine all sorts of things happening with men in masks. Farfield, the mask on you just does something for me.
How about you put
Okay,
your own
I'm
mask
going to go
on,
back
TBD?
downstairs. I'm going to go downstairs.
Yes. So you just shake your head, turn around, go back downstairs.
Turn around, go back downstairs. Okay, so this
Where are you
time,
going?
third time.
I'm following
lucky.
him.
So what I do is wrap my
Yeah.
head so that there is absolutely no way I can't. No breathing.
You've got to breathe.
Yeah.
You do it.
You've got a minute and a half before you have to breathe.
Okay, so you're wrapping it so hard you can't breathe.
Yep. And I walk
Okay.
up with my axe and decapitate one. Walk away. And stand
Yep.
back.
Yep. You see this cloud of dust and something come out of the corpse.
Yep. And I walk away. Let it settle. Get a breath from the other side, far away. Walk up. Get the little choker.
Let me help you. I walk straight into the room.
No,
Repeat.
no. Stay out. Repeat. You go back upstairs. Go back to your room.
Okay.
You're a very,
I'll
you're a
wait
very
up
naughty
here.
boy.
Chris,
I'll
can
wait
you,
up here.
can you
Very
make
naughty boy.
another fortitude test, please?
No.
Because you just walked into the fucking room.
12.
12.
No, you're all right. So you going through this process, which takes quite a while, you manage to remove all the jeweled chokers, so you have all 8 of them.
Okay.
And by this
And
time,
I've
there's
got-
some time about it. This has taken quite a while. So by the time you go back, Ivlis and TBD seem more like themselves.
Okay. Hey guys,
Right.
are we actually ready to get our shit together, or are we going to keep on fucking around?
What are you talking about? Ready when you are.
Yeah, what? We're
Sorry.
just waiting for you to stop buggering around with corpses so we can open this door.
Yeah, sorry, let me quote. I do love a man in a mask. Let me go and do this because TBD is really fucked, and oh look, I'm just as fucked. So I suggest you both shut the fuck up.
What's he talking about, TBD? The guy's lost his mind. He's been inhaling too much of that gas.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. So
Remember, you guys
put
only
your
met
mask.
each other a few days ago. You don't know what peccadillos you've got.
Yeah. I don't want to use peccadillos either. Okay, put your masks on.
Yep, good idea. I'll put the mask on.
Yep, put the mask on. Now, these little holes are either likely to pump out gas, which is not dissimilar from stuff downstairs, or little darts. So if we put the key in, we want these masks on, and we want to be reaching in and turning the lock in a way that is not going to have somebody hit by darts if it happens to be darts.
Sorry, because of the size of the door, it won't be possible to sort of just reach around from the side and turn the lock in the door. Someone will have to at least partially stand before the door to turn the lock.
I'm still kind of wondering why Farfield looked hot in a mask, but I don't quite understand why I'm thinking that. It's just a dim memory.
So, yes, you fit the key together.
How big are these holes? Are they iron spike jammable?
I've got a handful of caltrops too.
That's a technical term.
The eye holes are too small for the spike.
I've got 4 pieces of chalk. Peter, does it fit neatly into the holes by any chance? Can I jam the chalk in there?
Well, you can shove the chalk in, I suppose. I mean, the chalk is a bit wider than the eye holes, but you could shove bits of chalk in, yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll shove chalk into all
and
of the
then push
eye
it in
holes.
with the spikes.
That takes about half an hour to do.
Really?
And I'm
Why?
just standing, while he's doing that, I go back
Fiddly
downstairs and I'm just listening. In fact, I actually look down to the very bottom, carefully look down the stairs in the very bottom dusty room at the very bottom. Is anyone there?
No.
Okay, when he comes back up, I'll take the key and insert it in the lock. I'm down on the ground, I'm kneeling on the ground in front of the door, reaching up and slotting it in.
Okay, you can't reach it from a kneeling position.
Oh, well, I'll get as high as I need to be.
Okay.
I'm trying to keep my head out of the
crouching
alignment
position.
of any of the particular eye holes.
Okay. All right. Now, I have one more question for you. Do you turn the key clockwise or anti-clockwise?
The question is, normally you'd turn it clockwise, but these women are weird and unwitnessed. So would they turn it anti-clockwise? Oh, where does the spiral go?
Spiral
Clockwise
goes
or anti-clockwise? So which is more important? The spiral or the fact that they're weird and unseen and therefore would be contrary?
Well, to me, if you turn
Well,
it
Mr.
anti-clockwise, that would unravel.
For God's sake, don't roll the dice.
Fuck. All right. Well, I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to turn it anti-clockwise.
Anti-clockwise, right?
Yep.
You click, 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 click. You feel the tumblers turning. And there's a click, and there's this, and this solution just sprays out of the holes. It pushes the chalk out, sprays in front of you, hits you with this spray of this liquid, and you realise, my God, it's some caustic, acidic material, and it hits you.
Great.
Oh, Will, why didn't you turn it clockwise? The spiral was clockwise. I can't believe you turned it anti-clockwise.
I'll say I told you so, but I won't.
Ah, dear. Okay, Will, can you make a DC 11 reflex save, please? Yeah,
19.
Oh,
19.
Please,
Oh,
please tell me I needed a high roll.
At the last second, you managed to barrel roll out of the way just as your thieves' ears heard the little click. You went, and jumped, and it drenched the area in front of the door, and you have just managed to escape. In fact, it clips the end of your boot and burns the heel off your boot. You have to chuck your foot off, your boot off. Get it off me! Get it off me!
and as he looks up, I go, clockwise. Clockwise.
Fuck you. Lucky you made that roll. Okay.
Right.
The door seems
Well,
to be unlocked.
when the caustic stuff is dissolved, we'll turn it clockwise.
The door is still unlocked. It's just that it's...
Oh, okay.
There are two ways of doing
That's
it.
interesting.
There's the clockwise way, and there's the anti-clockwise way.
So if you like, you could turn it clockwise now. If you want to, you could try turning it clockwise.
Try it anti-clockwise again.
If it's open, let's just go in.
Okay, you push open the stout door, and it opens into what must be the top chamber. It's a small chamber. It's low-ceilinged and gloomy. The dust that fills the interior rooms of the spire appears less heavy here, as if errant breezes have stirred it during the temple's long abandonment. But the shadows look more grey than black, possibly rife with cobwebs. In the ashen gloom, 7 golden faces glitter, and as you watch, 4 of them float softly towards you through the gloom. And we're going to end it there.
Oh. All I can say is you're very lucky you rolled out of the way of that acid, because otherwise we might have been
Christ.
down
Yes.
one player.
Oh,
What's,
full on, man. This is high-pressure
what-
stuff.
I reckon. God, it's so vivid. I'm going to have nightmares about this. It's very, very Fritz Leiber. There is no
It
question
is a
about
very,
that.
it's very Lankhmar.
Yeah.